Hey guys, so I'm going to go over a little thing that's kind of coming up a lot lately, and everybody's talking about the onset of a drought. Some of us a little bit west of Austin are already in a pretty severe drought, while right here in Austin we're kind of fluctuating in and out of moderate, severe, depending on where you're at, but it is looks like it's going to probably set in pretty good this year. And we do have water restrictions just about everywhere. So if you're in Austin, you're once a week with your automatic irrigation, and if you're the West Travis County PUA and a lot of the other surrounding areas, you're probably at twice a week. And it's nothing to be concerned with. You can still get plenty of water down, or the correct amount of water down, and once a week or every 2 weeks. There's just some things that you should do, and it's watering correctly with the system you have. I can't tell you exactly how long to run the system. Every system is different. It's the types of heads, the types of nozzles, whether you have drip or bubblers, they all have different amount of run times that are required for what they're watering, whether it's grass, plants, trees. And really that's just something that you could have one of our irrigators determine for you, or you can just kind of, whether you already know that or you need to figure that out, that's something that's going to be unique to your system. But what we want to do here is, with the water restrictions, with the lack of rain, and with the heat, is that we want to water deeply. So we don't want to just, if we need to run this, say zone number 1 for 30 minutes, you don't necessarily want to go out there and run it for 30 minutes. You may have some runoff into the street or into another part of the property, which we don't want. You may want to set up your controller to run 2 different start times. So your controller will run through the whole system once. Say that zone 1 would be 15 minutes instead of 30. And then after it goes through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all your zones, it'll come back and you can have it immediately start a second run time. So then that zone 1 will get another 15 minutes. In total, we'll get 30. And what we're doing here is we're letting the water soak down into the soil profile, and it gives time for it to go down in there. What happens is your plants, your grass, your tree roots, they will chase that water down, and when we have a deeper root system, they can tolerate the heat much better. They can really do a lot better job versus if you water a small amount every single day. That's actually much worse. You'll have a shallow root system, and you will not get the drought tolerance that we're going to need, especially with the heat that we're already seeing. There's also another way of doing this, to where if you have a large system, a large property, that you can run your first run time in the morning, and then your second run time could be in the evening, and that way you still get your 2 run times in there. I always try to get them both in back to back. That way you're getting the maximum soak time. That way you don't have the heat of the day in between those. But there are ways to do this to where you get plenty of moisture down in that soil. And if you don't have any soil, like a lot of places around here, you might have a couple inches of soil and then it's all rock below that. One thing that will help is top dressing. That soil compost mixture that we put out will actually help retain some moisture in that soil, and you'll start to amend it each year that you do that, to where you have a lot healthier soil profile, and you'll notice you can actually reduce the amount of irrigation you need to give it. The other thing you can do is raise your mowing height. There are a couple reasons why we mow at 3 inches, which I could go over in another video. But one good thing about being at a little bit higher height, that you have a little bit more leaf blade, which in return you have a better root system, a little bit healthier plant. And the other thing it's doing with more of a denser canopy or a taller canopy, it's going to shade the soil down below a lot better from the heat of the sun than a turf that's mowed really low or real short. So that's something that kind of helps. You can mow real short in the spring, but we're already seeing that heat and lack of rain. I'll go ahead and get those mowing heights up a little bit. If you're down lower, that will help. So if y'all have any other questions or you need help with your irrigation system, we can have our irrigator come out and help you with all that and get it set up correctly. So just give us a call, or if you have a question about anything, just leave it in the comment below and we'll get you taken care of. Thanks a lot.